Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hans Heiserer, Beau Bock here with you live from swinging East Cobb.
Pleased to meet you.
Good to see you. Junji on the ones and twos. I know you like that one, too. Dropping dimes.
So stupid.
Oh, Beau. How you doing, man? As you drink out of the Beau Bock Sports Thermos.
Are we out of these yet? We're almost out. I knew that.
We sold our last one, and thank you for your contributions as they continue on. We will not have any till after Halloween, which sucks because they were supposed to be the special Halloween editions.
Well,
so you'll get those at a discount.
I just found out from Junji, we order from China. Don't let the Donald know.
He's a big fan, by the way. He watches the show. What's up, buddy?
Well, this is on in the White House. We know that. So, so we don't want the president to think we're going behind his back.
No. So, by the way, China in the news again with this whole deal with the Houston Rockets, Maroney, the owner, and the tweet. Now LeBron James coming forward and saying that he really didn't know what he was talking about, that he was just miseducated on the whole thing.
Yeah, talking about the GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, not LeBron.
Right.
LeBron's not miseducated on anything.
Well, he doesn't have any interest in, business in China. LeBron doesn't have an agenda here. Here's the thing. Obviously, his comments are ignorant, but those guys got to know better to say anything, especially a guy like LeBron James. You can't say anything.
No.
You just can't. You're going to be scrutinized one way or another. He's smarter than that.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
No, LeBron really
What's his guy's name? His handler? Hype Williams?
Yeah. LeBron really thinks he knows.
But his guy does all his stuff. What's his guy?
He thinks he's some type of savior.
Right.
He ought to walk around in Birkenstocks.
I will say this, and I've heard this from multiple people. The people with the whole argument, firsthand accounts of, Jordan was this, and so was this, and here's LeBron, a family man. Oh yeah. Hey, soon I'm like, okay. Okay. All right. You're something else. You really think that's how that whole thing works. Look, I've never been a LeBron fan.
No.
And this is just one more reason. The people that defend him, they defend him to no end. If you can defend his comments on China, then that just shows you. I mean, you're just absolutely
it's
clueless.
like Kobe. Kobe-ites. They would defend him till the end of the earth.
Love me some Kobe. He's the Mamba, dude. He's a killer. He's a stone cold killer.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No, he was not.
Oh, he shied away from the moment.
No, he liked the moment. That's right. But however,
are you insane?
He was a pansy ass in the locker room.
Because his teammates sucked. If you sucked, you were going to be held accountable.
Stop it! It had to be his way. He would sulk on the court. He would go an entire game without taking a shot because he's teed off. Come on, Kobe was so.
I love it. I love everything about the Mamba mentality. And I'm surprised somebody like you doesn't appreciate that.
I do. He is a smart guy. I do appreciate that.
Say what you want to say about Paul Pierce being a pansy. Yes, Paul Pierce, same way. He was a freaking killer.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those guys, to a much lesser degree. I hated Paul Pierce when he played. Even as an analyst, he's kind of jerky. But, he was a killer.
No, I know
as a player.
No, well, he'd give you an elbow in the snot locker.
Yeah.
Just as soon as look at you. And, under pressure. He would execute under pressure.
How much do you think that this whole China thing is going to leave a mark on the NBA? Do you think people really care?
Yeah, I think they care. They particularly care in China.
Well, of course, in China.
But this is all a backlash from the president and all that stuff. This is all part of that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because in China and governments like that, like in the Ukraine, the Soviet Union, Russia, everybody knows everything, and everybody knows which way the dictator, for lack of a better term, is thinking. Everybody's on the same page in those countries.
They don't have a choice.
No, that's what
you're put on this page, and that's where you got to go.
Yeah.
But they're teaching the kids here that China's a great place. Emmy Lou, my daughter, is watching Bubble Guppies the other day, which is a show on Nick Jr., and it's about these guppies that live in a fish tank, and then they've got, Mr. Grouper and the friends and everything, and they sing all these songs.
No.
Well, they were taking a trip to China, and you would think they were going to, like, the Grand Canyon or something. They check out China, and all these Chinese people were singing and dancing. And come on, we're having fun here in China.
I want to find, where is that?
The Bubble Guppies?
Yeah, I got to see Bubble Guppies.
Check out China.
I've got a little 2-year-old granddaughter.
I know you do.
I don't think she knows about that.
Oh, she's got to know about Bubble Guppies.
I don't know Bubble Guppies. I don't think.
Yeah.
I've never heard her speak of Bubble Guppies.
Well, you just wait. And then you'll be checking out China too. So we got all kinds of political stuff going on. The Braves are going to meet with the local Native Americans. Notice I didn't say you know what, didn't say the I word. They're going to meet with the locals, and they are going to do whatever they want, basically. So if they say no more chop, no more chop.
So stupid. You know what?
That's going to piss some people off.
Let's take a poll of the entire Native American nation. Let's find out. You've got those.
Just walk up to a guy on a reservation, tap him on the shoulder.
You've got those.
No chop or chop.
Right, chop or not. Chop.
We're taking a poll.
These guys, like any other society, they've got trying to make like LeBron's. Just speaking about things they know nothing about, just to rattle everybody's cage, just to make themselves known in the Navajo Nation.
Right, but if they do say that they're going to not, because they can't ever stop the chop, what are you going to do? If somebody throws a chop and then they throw you out like they do in China, or worse.
First of all,
but that's going to piss some people off.
You know what? If I were down there in that Braves organization, which I never could be, because they're different people.
Well, and they look into your background.
They're different. Well, you know what? What, I made an error in the 8th grade, you prick?
It was a big deal. It was a dangling participle.
I couldn't get out of that restroom for 8 hours.
Did none have to come in there and straighten it out?
None came up there and slapped me.
Oh, boy.
Slapped me.
That explains a lot, actually.
On the toilet.
That explains a lot. So, I didn't get a chance to watch the Georgia...
If I'm the Braves, I say, no, we're not going to entertain this. Sorry, you is offended. But for the greater portion of your people and our people, no, we're going to keep it. And we also regard it.
Oh, could you imagine the left on that? If you took that stance...
We also regard it as a tribute to you. That's the way it's done. That's the nature in which we do that. As a tribute
that's the truth
to you.
Of it, though.
Yeah, of course.
It's a compliment.
Of course. But no, they just have to be heard. They're, and you can tell by the war paint. They're Pelosi's and Hillary's and, whatever tribe they're with. But that's what they're about. Those types of people.
Those types of people. You got to be careful when you say that now. Now you're including people that may not be, should be included in that.
Let me tell you something.
And that's profiling. Right, and I won't be associated with it.
Well, let me tell you something. You should know this, all right, by now. This show is an entity unto itself.
You got that right.
Yeah, all right? So, like, what we proclaim is true. What we do, our nature, our, trends and habits, and that's part of our show. It's part of what we are. That's when we're talking about he's one of us. Well, he's all inclusive in the way we think, the way we act, and then we'll invade China. You gotta start small.
Man, I went to Road Atlanta on Saturday with my father-in-law. We had a great time. We go up every year, but this is the first time I've been there for the finals. We usually go for the practice and some of the other cool stuff they do. Beautiful day. It was freaking packed. I've never seen that many people up there. Had a great time.
I always enjoyed Road Atlanta.
Team Cadillac won the second year in a row. Yes, sir. And that thing goes till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I think they go for 14 hours.
Yeah.
14 hours straight. And they got 3 different drivers.
Yeah.
And they just rotate.
Like Le Mans.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's the Petite Le Mans. It's pretty cool. So I didn't get to see the Georgia game, but I was watching it on my phone. And happy for Will Muschamp, by the way. I like Will Muschamp. I am too. I like Will Muschamp.
I do too. Yeah. You know what? They're always the tough team. They're always going to hit you. And that's the way that thing came down. That's why it is so difficult to go undefeated, because someone's always gunning for you. South Carolina, you could see that. You could almost feel it in your teeth.
Right.
That they were gearing up for this. That week off the week before.
Yeah.
And they were just gearing up for that.
I'm watching the game on the phone, so I'm not getting to see everything, but I can see what's happening.
Right.
And I'm seeing first down run for 1 yard, second down run for 1 yard, and then I'm seeing, sack on big plays of the game. And as the game was going on in the second half, big sacks, like on first down, taking them. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, the offensive line for Georgia is supposed to be its calling card.
Right.
This is Will Muschamp, a defensive-led team, who's that defensive line is the strength of their team. They're beating the crap out of them. I'm not seeing it, but I can see it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you can see the penetration.
I can only imagine the shit talking that's going on down there when Georgia's getting whipped like that, because a lot of those kids they grew up together, so they beat their ass.
Hey, everybody on that field wanted to go to Georgia.
Right. That's true. Yeah, good point.
So, they all grew up in the same place and same coaches. They cross paths all the time. And that's a big game. That's the problem with the SEC. You really can run into a team like that every week. Right. Or any week, I meant to say. Third
string quarterback. I mean, if this was Mark Richt that lost this game,
good.
He was good. His brother was the kid at UW up at Washington State. Not UW, but Washington State, where Leach is, who killed himself a couple years ago. That was his older brother. Yeah. So I guess he transferred out of there and wanted to get as far away as possible. So I'm glad he's getting a chance to play.
Mother and father were in the stands, and I kept showing them, and that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, so, good for Will Muschamp. He bought a couple. Imagine, in that locker room, I mean, he just had to be like, he's probably still walking. Because, he's looking like he might lose his job.
Yeah, he needed that.
Had to have it.
He's the type of guy, like when you think about Belichick going back, I'm not saying that, but going back, Belichick had a tough time. He was fired in a couple of places. He made the rounds as an assistant coach in a lot of places, but people wouldn't see that come. I think the same thing with Muschamp. Once he gets over this hurdle, whatever that hurdle is, he's going to go, man. He's going to take off. I'd love to see him do this, South Carolina. I've always liked South Carolina.
And we've talked about this before on numerous occasions, and I'm finding out more in life as I get older how when you go to, for example, I left Keller Williams, I went to Coldwell Banker. I'm not the same person. I mean, I'm the same person, but it's just a fresh start. It's a fresh start. It's just sometimes it's good for people. You
like the letterheads and everything.
The letterheads are good. New receptionist, but no, I'm being serious though. And I think some guy like Mike Tomlin, for example, right? If they. I don't know. I mean, Pittsburgh's overachieving right now. But if something ever happened there, but he became available, he's a football coach. I see him coach until he's can't walk anymore.
Yeah, I love Mike Tomlin.
I think wherever he goes next, he's a guy.
Right.
You give him total control.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Got to have a football guy in there. Yeah. We just keep making asses out of ourselves on Sundays.
If we could bring in Mike Tomlin on Wednesday, we would be a different team Sunday.
We'd win on Sunday. I think the players would just be like, "Oh, thank God, hallelujah!"
Yeah, right.
Do you think there's any resentment in that locker room towards the coaching staff for not winning the Super Bowl?
Oh,
I'm serious. Because it can't all be scheme, Beau. It can't be a scheme that's so bad and so predictable that just you can't find a way to win week after week. On a guy who's known for evaluating talent on the defensive side of the ball and coaching them up, and he can't do either.
Well. The problem is there were a lot of different things that happened in that game. I got something in my eye. What's well,
it's probably an eyelash.
It is.
You want me to call? Hey, can we get somebody over here to deal with Mr. Bock's eyelash?
Trainer. Aye.
Did you watch the Holyfield interview I sent you?
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
You know where I was Saturday?
Where were you Saturday?
I was at a book signing. I was signing books.
Really? Whose book?
The Harry Muir book.
Oh, okay, because he's not here. Did he give you power of attorney?
No, I wrote the conclusion to it in the book.
Oh,
and so they, let's get a warm body and sign some, so.
Did you have a good showing?
Yeah, I sold one book. And but it was people who treasure that and treasure my signature.
Well, I know what you're getting for Christmas, Junji.
And
We'll sell you another one.
what is going on here?
This is unbelievable. You know, I will say this for those of you out there that don't have eyes. When you do have something in your eye, it's very painful and annoying.
It's annoying.
It is very annoying. Do you want to turn the camera just over to me? Do you want to? Let's just do this. There. Nobody can see you. Do what you got to do behind me.
I got it.
No.
I apologize. I was like, that's what happens, when you don't wear your mouthpiece.
Right, the one time you don't wear it, right? I've never seen you do a show without goggles.
No.
Good. Speaking of goggles, Blankenship, was he supposed to make that at the end?
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah,
He's
poor
good
guy.
kid.
I see that guy waking up in a waterbed with 15 naked women every morning, just like this. Hey, make it or miss it. Like he just living the dream.
Well, poor guy. There could be 20. There's some field goal kicker somewhere waking up with 24.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But there are some people that feel like because Kirby didn't give him a chance to kick earlier in the game where he typically would, that maybe he lacked confidence and it led to his lack of execution.
Who are the people you're talking to? What are they, pseudo-psychologists? Come on. Who are you hanging out with?
Dr. Jack Llewellyn.
Evidently you are. God. Yeah, have we been on since the Bravos went out for coffee and bagel?
Yeah, we did a show last Friday. Thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah. I was here, but you caused me to tune out.
Man, I don't even know where to start. I mean, there's so many disappointing things to talk about. Let's talk about something uplifting. There's nothing.
No, I wrote something today specifically to be uplifting because I was getting tired.
How about the guy running the marathon in under 2 hours? That's incredible.
That was, it beat my time.
Barely. What did it feel like when you ran it at 2 minutes, 1.5 seconds? I mean, 2 hours, 1.5 seconds. That guy do it again? Can I get a recount?
It was torture. I flagellated myself.
You probably did more than that. They say that after you run a marathon, that a lot of times when you stop, all your systems just there on the thing. Imagine having that job.
Happened to me at a Coca-Cola stand. I thought I'd get a little sip.
Yeah.
Like 17 miles in, and they don't want me to come back. No, it was brutal.
So that's good. So that's amazing. But think about this: the Cardinals. Now, listen. This is what drives. I don't understand this. Last night I tweeted that I can't believe that we lost to the sorry Cardinals, right? And I get all these replies about people saying, "Well, until we get a defense," like I'm not talking about the Arizona Cardinals. The Falcons are so far off my radar. Right?
Yeah.
And the NFL is so far off my radar. If I'm talking Cardinals, I think generally when you say Cardinals, you're talking baseball. Who the hell talks about the Arizona football Cardinals?
No one.
Everybody on my Twitter thought that's who I was talking about.
No, you will see it again. You just running in the wrong crowd.
People.
Yeah.
Cardinals have 5 hits
Get
against
the
the
concept
Nationals.
of being one of us.
Right.
I get that.
Do you know that the Cardinals had more hits in the first inning against us in Game 5 than they've had in the last 3 games against the Nationals?
Well, they didn't have Fulte pitch in all those games.
Yeah, they have gone against Scherzer, Strasburg, and the guy we let go, Sanchez. Nationals going to win the whole thing. I'm telling you.
I didn't think Anibal Sanchez would be this effective. It's kind of like the Keigels and the Annabelles, and it's so tough to get in because those guys have to be so precise. You see it with Julio.
Right.
I mean, Julio's not even close to being effective if he's not absolutely precise.
You can tell early on. See, the thing about Glavine is it would take Glavine an inning to get situated, right?
Yeah,
but
Glavine would get bombed.
He could work his way out of it. These guys don't do it. But Sanchez, I think he's a perfect guy to have in a rotation with Strasburg and Scherzer because he's such a change of pace from what those other guys do. But here's the difference with what the Nationals are doing. Their 3, 4, and 5 hitters are carrying the club. They're getting homers, doubles. Every time somebody comes up, they're getting a hit with runners on. And we couldn't even get a foul ball.
The thing is, it's such a cyclical game. I mean, you get that in baseball. It's almost as if it can be charted, and I guess that's what all the mantics are about. It's like you can almost chart that. It's like biorhythms.
Right.
Days that you're up, days that you're down. I mean, that's all calculable.
Yeah, the only variable with the Braves, and you look at the middle of that lineup and the numbers, you're saying, okay, well, as soon as they start hitting, they're all going to start hitting, right? I think we all felt that way. And if we could have just gotten to that next series, they were all going to start hitting. Now, the variable of what you just said is Freeman. I mean, how healthy was he?
When you said that, all I can see is Freddie's face, and that's the image of us not hitting. Is Freddie, and Freddie not looking confident.
But how much of that is pressing? I mean, is he putting pressure on himself?
I don't think. I think
he was hurt. I think he was hurt. I mean, look at
emotionally. You think?
No, physically, the elbow. They sat him out the last 5 games of the regular season for a reason, to get him better, and he was never the same. So anyway, not to get carried away, but Washington, I'm kind of rooting for him in a way, because I really hate the freaking Cardinals.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I used to respect what they did and what they stood for. La Russa ruined all that.
Oh, yeah. Where is he?
Sitting up on some throne somewhere. Somebody's feeding him grapes.
Is he on a big toadstool or something?
What a turd. You think he still dyes his hair jet black?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
What a turd. So, Georgia get things turned around. They got to go the rest of the way. They can't lose the game, which means beat Texas.
You know what? We're going to beat Alabama in the SEC championship.
This team is nowhere near that.
Let me tell you something. That's all you've got to sell to the team. That's all that Kirby can sell to the team. Here's what we're about. Georgia's going to be a bitch.
I think, from my understanding, is that he blew that game. So I think you're going to have some resentment from some of the players, feeling that they should have won that game if he would have done his job as the head coach.
How did he blow it?
Multiple timeouts that he called or shouldn't call. Just everything. Everybody I've talked to said that he completely mismanaged that game. Everybody.
Well, you know what? We have so many astute, sports fans in this town.
Right.
Yeah, for everybody to say that, it must have held some value.
Georgia fans, did Kirby screw the pooch on Saturday?
Yeah, hold up that comment sign.
Oh, yeah. So this was a huge hit last week. We did this. And these are actually, we're looking at getting these on the next round of mugs on the backside. This slogan.
Yeah, that's our team right there.
Hey, Jeremy Pruitt got a win too. That was a big one for Tennessee. Mississippi State taking their rightful place down at the bottom of the SEC West since Mullen left. And Florida, it ended up right on 14 points.
I'm surprised he got them going as well as he has.
Who, Mullen?
Yeah, I've always liked Mullen, but he was a weird guy in a weird place. And
it was a weird place.
I didn't know if that would transfer to such a prominent place like Florida.
I don't ever remember seeing LSU have an offense like this. It's dangerous. I mean, seriously, because they've got players on defense. They've always just ran the damn ball, but they've got guys flying all over. Everything's deep down the field, explosive plays.
For some reason, I think it's good for America when LSU is good. I really do. I mean, I think
his coach not the perfect guy for that job. Just by the
you know what, he kind of ratifies what I've been saying, and that is they're X and O guys up to yin yang. Everybody's an X and O guy. Everybody can design a play. Everybody can design a defense. But those guys that win are the leaders. Guys have leadership. Ed Orgeron couldn't. He's the one exception. He couldn't design a play. But he will get those guys going, and he will sell what the assistant coaches are teaching.
Did you hear him when they did the interviews before the game, when he walked out on the field?
I didn't hear before. Maybe I did.
But he came out on the field, and he said, "Oh, what a great atmosphere." He goes, "This is where dreams come to die." That's freaking awesome. Yeah. Now, if you're an LSU fan and you're at home watching that, you're like, coach, get him, coach.
Right. Here we go.
And then back it up.
Yeah, of course.
And then back it up, man. They're dangerous.
I for some reason, they've always had a great appeal for me. is LSU.
The Chinese
Maybe
Bandits.
it's Mike the Tiger, Chinese Bandits. I mean, when you talk about a legacy,
How about CBS
tradition.
choosing Notre Dame, Georgia as their night game this year? They only get one, so now the LSU Alabama game is going to be at 3:30. I got no problem with that, but obviously they want to put their biggest game of the year. They felt that Georgia Notre Dame was going to be their biggest.
Oh, that was
Maybe
their
they
one
just
game?
wanted to
That was
take
their
it from
one
NBC.
game? Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that too. That was a big part of it. But yeah, man. So college football's finally getting good. We had some good games this week.
Had some great games.
Things are starting to take hold as far as what the best teams are. Oklahoma, big win over Texas. Jalen Hurts, probably the front runner for the Heisman. Him and Burrows, quarterback and then the running back for Wisconsin.
How about Burrow? Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
No, they run some great little plays, man. They'll push it down the middle, on the deep posts and out routes and all this stuff. But then they run like these wide receiver bubble screens, and they run them different ways where they set up the blocks to go inside and then outside. And I swear to God, they get 10, 15 yards every time they run them because they got such good athletes.
Yeah, I really like them. It's and he's such an accurate thrower.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's fun to watch. But when you watch that Florida LSU game, right? Think about this. Late in the game, they were getting pressure on the quarterback. Big time hits, right? Guys getting hit in the hip, guys getting hit whatever. There were no flags. They played football.
Yeah,
you could sit there and watch the game and be invested in it. When you put on an NFL game, there is no rhythm. You have no idea what's like last
night.
Take
it away. Last night, I was just going to say. Last night, there were like 3 or 4 flags were thrown, shouldn't have been thrown.
Right.
Officiate the game within the context of the game.
They've lost their way.
Well, they've lost their way with instant replays, taking all of the professionalism out of refereeing.
Right. I heard a great take on the radio yesterday. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Chernoff.
Might have been me.
No, it wasn't you. But it was. I was the first person I've ever heard say it, and I don't forgive me, but it was. All replays in all sports should have nothing to do with the call on the field. Like this person who comes in to make the call needs to be in a freaking box. They're not watching the game. They have no idea. They have no context of what is leading up to this moment.
Yeah.
You come in, you look at it. You don't know what the call on the field is. You can see it. You can call it. 100% accuracy. You don't have to, I don't want to throw my guy under the bus.
That's a good point.
And then that's it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But you got to put like a mask over it, right? And you got to pull it off whenever he comes out.
Should
be a good job for you.
Very Halloweenish.
By the way, I love what you did with the place, with the decorations and all that, and the cobwebs, the attention to detail. You really outdid yourself.
You weren't scared coming in, were you?
Terrified. Terrified.
Poor guy. Poor guy. Look, when I just found out what I am. You ever hear of personality traits?
Of course. You've got a few of them, I believe.
I am an INFJ, of which there's only 3% in the world.
Who diagnosed you with this? One of these pseudo-psychologists that you referenced earlier?
Well, it was. I have to admit, someone in the depths of an ether binge, but they were very. They knew what they were talking about.
They said it with confidence.
I did,
and it says to Google it, as all doctors do. When they diagnose you, they say, "This is what you have." I don't know what. Google it.
I told you about being in the bariatric chamber last week, right?
Hey, you look great, by the way.
I'm feeling good. I was supposed to go yesterday again, and then I was supposed to be at Tech at 11:30, but because of you and your...
Because of me and my job. What time is it? I might actually have to go.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, I do. What time is it? We don't know what time it is?
We don't know.
Bo, do you have anything you got to close with? This is very important. I've got to be on my way to Sugar Hill, Georgia today.
Not Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill. Yeah, found a log cabin up there. We're going to be walking the corners today.
Really?
Yeah, me and my client found a home that he really likes. So
is Sugar Hill in the mountains?
No. Sugar Hill up by Buford.
Oh,
west of Buford, east west. But nice area up there. Yeah, nice area up there. So
yeah, that's where bariatric chamber is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 1124.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Unbelievable.
Just come over here and tell him. Whisper in his ear.
Unbelievable. Jim G. This is what he does again. here I am trying to get out of the show. Mm-hmm. You know, I got a window, and he holds this up. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
No, it's you know what? You wanted to hire him. I said, you know, this kid's dubious. And
you need to go back to Greenpeace. Seriously, that was perfect for you. You know, throwing the shit at the whale boats. You were good at that.
He had a phone call interview this morning at 10.
Yeah,
and you see he's still here.
Well, it's 10 o'clock here. It was 3 o'clock Chinatown.
3 o'clock Chinatown, and he thinks he's good at labeling. Yeah.
Okay, I'm out of here. The door just opened.
Well, I told you, it's Halloween.
I'll see you Friday.
We'll see you, everybody. Be good.